Hello, and welcome to this Greenbuild Fast Chat titled World's First Rice Straw MDF. I'm Sharada Sessa, Brand Director for Greenbuild, and joining me today is Jeff Wagner, the Executive Chairman at CalPlant. Jeff, thank you so much for being with us.
It's a pleasure to be here, Sharada. Thanks for having us.
My pleasure. So Jeff, before we jump in, tell me a little bit about your professional background and your role with CalPlant.
Well, as you mentioned earlier, I'm the executive chairman at CalPlant, and I sit on the board of directors of CalPlant, obviously. I have a long career in the forest products industry, spent 39 years with a company called Louisiana Pacific Corporation. So born and raised in California, moved into Texas, and I ended up in Nashville, Tennessee, where I was enjoying a fairly active retired life, and got involved with this project, and came out of retirement to work full time on this project now.
That's so impressive. It must be exciting if you came out of retirement for it.
Yeah, it is exciting. We'll talk more about that in a bit, I'm sure.
Perfect. So now CalPlant is the creator of the Eureka medium density fiberboard, which is made from renewable post-harvest rice straw. Tell me a little bit about the history of CalPlant and how you got to that revolutionary product.
Yeah, it's a great story, Sheridan. We love telling this story. It really did begin, and it's really built on the concept of dedication to innovation and really a desire to make a difference. And the story begins when two friends, Jerry Hewlin, our current president and founder of the company, and a gentleman by the name of Jim Boyd, both who had deep roots into the rice industry in the Sacramento Valley, were looking for a better way to solve a problem. But fast forward 25 years to today, and that dedication to innovation and problem solving and the desire to make a difference has brought Eureka MDF to our industry. The creation of Eureka MDF began as an effort to make the use out of something that was otherwise tossed aside. It truly was and is a waste byproduct. Rice straw is an agricultural waste product with no known value until Eureka MDF came along. After the annual harvest of rice straw, the leftover straw became an environmental problem for California, really not only for California, but throughout the United States where rice is grown. So it really is it was a challenge that both Jim and Jerry were looking for a way to solve. Until the 90s, through the 90s, farmers generally would burn this rice straw in the fields until the state banned that practice due to the negative environmental effects of burning straw. Now rice farmers have to reflood their fields each year after harvest to kickstart the decomposition process of that straw, wasting water, releasing methane into the air, in addition, it's significant cost to the farmers. So after years of dealing with this, Jerry and Jim knew there had to be a better way to do that. And they started working on a way to discover that and what the alternatives might be. And as I said earlier, now decades later, here we are with the world's first, rice straw based MDF facility in the world, right here in Willows, California.
So Jeff, from there, why don't you talk me through a little bit of the detail around the product attributes and what makes Eureka unique to other products on the market?
Eureka MDF, meets and potentially will exceed the performance of a traditional wood-based MDF. So when you look at a wood-based MDF and you look at, what our Eureka MDF products can look like, to the uninformed, they're going to look the same, right? But we think there's going to be some unique properties in our Eureka MDF that will set us aside, let alone the fact that it's the greenest product in the marketplace today. I've been in this industry for, as I said earlier, for now over 40 years. And, we've talked over the years in this industry about developing a green product that truly is unique. And I got to tell you, this is the greenest product that I've seen in my entire career in the forest products industry. The plant itself sits on about 280 acres. It sits right, centrally located in the Sacramento Valley, which produces 20% of the nation's rice is produced right here in the Sacramento Valley. Along with that, produce about 1.5 million tons of rice straw every single year, all of which has to be disposed of some way. All of our raw materials, all of our rice straw is procured within probably about a 25-mile radius of the plant. So it's cutting down on transportation costs significantly. We sit right here in the heart of the rice growing industry in California. We're gonna use about 20% of the available rice straw in the valley. So we'll be a significant user of rice straw, and that'll be a significant saving to our grower partners. And we'll talk a little bit more about some of the environmental impacts of that. In the heart of the plant is a continuous press, traditional continuous press, much like you'd see in a traditional MDF facility. It's 10 feet wide, it's 117 feet long. We'll have about 140 employees when we're fully staffed. We will have an impact of about probably 500 part-time jobs created during the rice straw collection season, if you will. And the mill is going to produce about 150 million square feet of MDF product at full capacity. So pretty exciting, and lots of really neat, cool attributes that Eureka MDF is going to bring to the marketplace.
I can see why you're so passionate about it. Now, I know you touched on a couple of environmental impacts when you were talking about the plant, but talk to me a little bit more about the environmental impact of both the plant and the product itself.
What's really unique about the product, it goes back to the attributes we just talked about. But, when you have a traditional wood-based MDF facility, you're bringing in a variety of different wood species, coniferous, deciduous, fast-growing trees, slow-growing trees, a lot of variability in that raw material base. Here, we bring in rice straw. From really, it's the most consistent raw material base that'll be used in any MDF facility in the world. So that drives a lot of consistency in our product, right? It will take variability out of the process going forward. This harvest season, rice grows annually 1 year. So we collect all of our rice straw, 280,000 tons of rice straw in a 2.5-month period. So we have to collect all of our rice straw all at one time. We have a large storage facility here that is obviously capable of handling that. We mentioned before some of the savings that are out there and the environmental benefits of this. But we talked earlier a little bit about water savings, right? So the way of disposing of rice straw today is to reflood the fields so it decomposes that straw, then they till it into the ground. By taking that straw off the field and baling it, when we're at full production, we're going to save about 18 million gallons of water used in the Sacramento Valley each year. You think about that in the Sacramento Valley, you've heard a lot about drought. We're right in the middle of a drought as we speak today. That water can now be used for growing other agricultural crops in the valley. It will reduce water diversions in nearby rivers and protecting the wildlife and the fisheries here. So big impact on water savings in the process that we're using. The manufacturing facility itself will have lower VOC emissions than a traditional MDF facility in the area. We're using formaldehyde-free resin, so it'll be a NAF product. It is an NAF product that's out there. So we're excited about that. We currently are certified as recycled content, 95% pre-consumer recycled content certification. We have that. We have our HPD certificate, our health product declaration certificate, and we're obviously certified as an NAF product. So, as I said before, in simple terms, this is the greenest of green building products developed in North America. And we have a lot of interest in that. I think it's gonna open a lot of doors for us, and people are excited to have a new product. I mean, think about the forest products industry, and I know you cover it a lot. When was something this innovative have come along? It's been an awful long time, and I think I think our customers and our consumers are hungry for something like this.
Absolutely. We're so happy to help you get the message out here at Green Build. So I have to imagine the reception from the market has been phenomenal.
It really has. And, we've got some great, partners in our customer base that have been with us for years. We've had customers that have been visiting the site before we even broke ground. They were so excited about the potential. And now that we've got a facility up and operating, they've been through to visit the site and see that. So, we're still in the midst of a startup. The product that we're putting out there in the marketplace now is getting great reception. We're selling a mill run grade product now. And Jerry Freeman and her team has just done an outstanding job, developing interest around the product. And as we continue to improve and put consistency into our operating facility and start to make a higher grade, A grade product that's out there, a Eureka branded product, our customers are clamoring for it. Look, we're in a great market, and so everybody can say they're just excited because it's a great market and there's a lot of demand for MDF. They're excited about it for that reason, but they're also excited about it because of what it can bring to it, right? And there's just a tremendous amount of product. We've got partners like Orpac and TrueCut and others that are out there that are really, on board with us and rooting for us to become more and more successful as we ramp this plant up.
Well, Jeff, this has been so informative. Is there anything you'd like to add before we wrap?
No, I would just add, the startup of this facility has been a bit challenging. I think, we've been delayed, but, we started up this facility, first in the world facility, never been done before. You're going to have some hiccups. We did it right in the middle of COVID, which was a challenge and shut us down for months. But each day we are making more product. Each day the quality of our product improves. And I just want to say that one last thing, that our employee base here is tremendous. Just the passion around wanting to work for a company that's doing something that's never been done before really is the glue that's really holding everybody together during a startup in the middle of COVID, in a challenging startup. So, kudos to them and kudos to our customers who continue to support us.
Thank you, Jeff. Once again, it's been such a pleasure to have you with us. And thank you to all of our viewers for tuning in. For those interested, you can learn more about CalPlant and the Eureka MDF at www.eurekamdf.com. We've been talking with Jeff Wagner from CalPlant, and I'm Sherida Sessa for Green Build. We'll see you next time.